Today we are reviewing Operation Serpens, an arcade shooter that's available from SideQuest right now. We'll be going over the basic features of the game, looking at the gameplay and coming to an overall verdict at the end. So do stick around. If you enjoy this review, hit that subscribe button and notification bell to see more like it in the future. Operation Serpens drops you into the action straight away with an in-game tutorial. Now the controls are very easy to pick up and they're fairly standard: shoot, crouch, reload, rotate and grab, and you also have this comfort option to show a tunnel whenever you move. There is a shooting range so you can spend time honing your skills before you enter the game. There are 4 separate stages with more to come. There is also a horde mode that's set to be added at some point. If you check out the website in the description below, it will show you the plan for the release of these different stages. Now I have early access to stage 4, but it is set to be released 30th of July, so you won't have to wait long to play this stage. Each stage has a boss character, with your goal being to defeat the boss, who takes multiple hits. This is with the exception of stage 2, where your goal is to avoid shooting the boss. You have access to a wide arsenal of weapons: sniper rifles, pistols, machine guns, shotguns, grenades and flashbangs, and they all work as you would expect, except for the flashbang, which slows down time. You can dual wield weapons or hold them with both hands, and reloading is done with a touch of a button. There are also health pickups and a riot shield for your protection, and on the inside of the shield you can see your health, progress and accuracy. You can also see these same stats on the palm of your hand. So now we know the basic features of the game, let's take a look at the gameplay. So let me start by saying, if you like this, or this, then you'll probably enjoy Operation Serpens. Playing this game, I felt like I was in an 80s action film, firing from the hip, taking on waves of enemies and generally feeling invulnerable. Sure, you can also aim, the gun sights work well, and the scope on the sniper rifle does too. You can look down the sniper scope to aim, although the scope doesn't show on this recording. But who wants to spend time aiming? Aiming's for pussies. The game also makes you feel like you're causing carnage. Have a listen to the sound of dual-wielded machine guns. They have this beefy sound and recoil that makes you feel like you're holding something powerful and makes them satisfying to handle and dispatch enemies with. Also, you have this sense of invulnerability that comes from being able to take quite a few hits before going down, but I still died or lost quite a few times, and this is because there are also a lot of enemies, so it is kind of essential that you're able to take a fair few hits. Because of the number of enemies, you'll probably find you'll be working up a sweat too, as you try to dodge the incoming fire to survive. Now the game is fairly challenging, and they could have just dumped more enemies into each stage to increase difficulty, but the game actually increases difficulty in other clever ways. For example, on the lift stage you start with a fairly sizable arsenal, but on each floor one of your machine guns break, giving you less to work with. On the 3rd stage you are literally surrounded on all sides, and on the 4th stage you have to avoid hitting explosive devices planted in each room, otherwise it's game over. I would say it took me between 1 and 2 hours to clear all 4 stages. On that point, with a game like this, which has a very basic premise that pretty much requires you to kill everything in your path, there is always a danger of these types of games becoming stale and repetitive quite quickly. But thankfully that's something this game avoids. I never got bored with this game. The variety of weapons, enemy models and stages kept things fresh and interesting enough to keep me hooked throughout. On SideQuest there is this unofficial Hall of Fame for free games like Price's Brigade or Pavlov that are considered essentials. I've played a fair few SideQuest games in my time, and I can say that the direction this game is going, I don't think it will be long before we see it standing shoulder to shoulder with these other essential titles. Now that might seem like a bold claim, but I've seen this game grow from a short single level experience to a multi-level experience with a variety of weapons, enemies and game mechanics. It's quite remarkable the amount of additions this game has had since it was released June 15th. The developer is clearly working hard to make this a standout title, and as it is, it already is a must-play SideQuest game that I can without a doubt recommend or even insist that you give a try. And with continuing improvements and additions, I think we are looking at a legitimate contender for one of the best SideQuest titles with this one here. There is a very small team involved with this game. Check out their website in the description below, and if you do play the game, leave a review and your feedback and support them where you can. That's about it from me. Do hit that subscribe, notification bell and like button if you have found this review useful, and I'll see you next time.